How you going, team? Coach Jono here for episode 18 of Self-Reflection Sunday. Just thought I'd come outside and do this one because it was such a nice day. Unfortunately, I don't think it looks like that because I am in the shade, but today is an absolute fantastic day. Very blessed to be in Sydney. For once, the weather is quite nice. And now, today I wanted to speak about patience, and this is specifically for Ellen because she wasn't very patient today waiting for Self-Reflection Sunday, so a little bit of a shout out for her. I know that you enjoy these, but the reason I wanted to try to see if a later time works a little bit better for you guys. If not, I'll go back to mornings. And also I was late out last night. I was out late last night, so I was a little bit tired this morning, so I didn't really want to get up and jump on camera, if I'm honest. Hey, how you going, Toby? Thanks for joining me, mate. Now, patience. Now, I honestly admit that I don't have great patience. People have said, "Hey, you got good patience." I don't believe I do. I'm a very impatient person. I want everything now. But I have accepted the fact that obviously that is not the way the world works. It's unfortunate, but it's reality. You don't always get things when you want them, so you have to be patient. Now, I mentioned in the description of this that I am going to show you how to become more patient. And the easiest way to become more patient is to do things that you know are going to take a long time. Hey Ellen, thanks for joining me. I gave you a little shout out earlier before, so make sure you go back and watch that. And yeah, it's very important to pick something that you know is going to take you a long time, or something that's never really ending. So one of the things that I do, two of the things that I do that are what do you call it? Mustache hair, nasty. For patience is I open my own business. I run my own business. I got to be pretty patient in that because, unfortunately, the entire thing has taken a lot longer than I would have thought and would have liked. I would have loved to have been in a totally different position to where I am now. I wish I had, I was doing these lives and that 100 people were watching and that sort of thing. But I know that it takes time to build up traction, especially with, say, something like these videos. That's why I continue to do them, even though sometimes I don't get as many views as I'd like. Because, I believe what I'm saying is really good. I want to get it out there. But, hey, it's got to work with other people's schedules, right? So if they don't have 10, 15, 20 minutes to listen to Jono talk about whatever he's talking about, it's not going to work. That's fine. And then the other thing that I do is jiu-jitsu. So I've only been doing that for a short amount of time, but any form of martial arts, because of the belt system and because of the techniques that you're learning, it's going to take a long time for you to learn that skill. And then also, when I'm actually doing jiu-jitsu, it's definitely a chest game. So you have to be patient. And sometimes what you have to do is you try and trick your opponent into doing something. So you have to be patient. You sort of give him a little bit. You put your hand in a certain position, knowing that if you put your hand there and he grabs it, then you can do something else. So I think that that's a skill that I definitely do have in jiu-jitsu. And I was actually rolling with a purple belt the other day, and he said, "Wow, you've got great patience," because I know that when I have wrestled with other people and gone in too hard, you go in too hard and you overcommit, and then bang, they get you. If they're a better opponent and they know what they're doing, they sort of let you, and then you're wrapped up and you're, oh, what happened? So it's about that patience. So I took on this purple belt, and he was very good. He was very good. So I had to try and see, what was I doing? I was doing this, I was doing that, nothing was happening, so I'd have to sort of break away. He was grabbing my wrist, so I had to make sure that I was breaking away, getting there, and then, all right, try something else. No, that doesn't work. What about this? No. And it was a bit of a stalemate. I was then, towards the end, I tried to go for a little bit of a quick move and there, but it was all right. I only got tapped out once by him, so I was pretty happy with that. So that is what I do to create better patience in myself. And I think those are the two biggest tips I can give. Tip number one, accepting that things are always going to take longer than you anticipate. And then tip number 2, picking something that you know is going to take you a long time. So picking something that is going to challenge you, and actually you have to have patience because it's going to take a while for you to learn that skill. It's going to take you a while to do that skill, because I can only do so much jiu-jitsu, and then with my business I can only do so much for my business, and then it's just a time issue. I've just got to get myself in front of more people. That's why I do these videos, to try and get myself in front of more people. Hopefully then they're like, hey, Jono, he knows what he's talking about. If I need a trainer, he's the guy. That's where I was going with that. So yeah, patience, guys, patience. I have come to learn, I'm only 28, still young. I feel old, but in certain days I felt pretty old this morning when I went to bed at 1 o'clock. So old. That you need to really accept. That's the biggest tip. You need to accept things will take longer than you anticipate. And that's even to the most smallest of things. If you think, I'm going to go do this and it's going to take 20 minutes, it's probably going to take 40. That's the biggest thing. Like, I'm going to go down to the gym and I'm going to go work out. You go down to the gym, you think it's going to take you, say, a 45-minute session, maybe like 10, 15 minutes to travel there to and from, depending on where the gym is to you. And then, it's probably be about an hour. Generally, it's probably going to be an hour and a half, maybe even 2, depending. My problem at the gym is I always get talking to people. But hey, that's me. I like to talk, so I get, I'm doing my workout, I'm doing my thing, doing some stuff, and then I just start talking, and then gone. Years later. So yeah, team, that's what I really wanted to leave you with today, and thanks for your patience in waiting for today's episode, because I did it in the afternoon, just to see if it was better. Let me know what you guys think. Is it better in the afternoon? Do you like it now, or would you prefer it in the morning? Completely up to you. I'm pretty open. I'm pretty easy. Can do it whenever, unless I go out the night before like I did last night. But yeah, team, patience. Patience is huge. Pick something that like I'm under the. How am I going to word that? I know that my jiu-jitsu, if I want to become a black belt, which is of course the aim. You don't start jiu-jitsu to not do that. That's going to be at least minimum 10 years. Minimum. Why would I even start that? Because I want to test my patience, and I really want to achieve that. And it's all about, obviously, they always say it's all about the journey, but it also is about the destination. And same with the business. I've started a business. That's pretty crazy to start a business, especially in the fitness industry. It's very saturated. So, I'm under this assumption that I want to do this for the rest of my life. So that probably is going to be I would happily work for another 50 years. That would mean I'm like 78. Hey, thanks, Steve. Hey, how you going from since Tony Robbins? Let me know, mate. You still on that high? So yeah, no worries. Thanks. I appreciate the feedback, Stephen. Thank you. But yeah, you've just got to make sure that you are patient, guys. It's so easy to say. I know it's so cliche to say just be patient, but you have to accept that it's going to take time, team, no matter what it is. And I always bring everything back to exercise, because that's what I do. So if we use the example of, say you want to gain weight, you want to gain muscle, but you also want to lose fat. This is an example. That's a pretty common thing. People come in, they say, I want to lose some fat, I want to gain some muscle. Easy, cool. It's going to be a minimum of 3 months before you personally see adaptations. Will the scales and will everything have moved? Most definitely. You would have, I'd hope so. If you're doing everything correctly, you would have lost fat and you would have gained muscle. Now, would you have lost heaps of fat? Would you have gained heaps of muscle in that 3 months, as an example? No, most definitely not. But you will definitely be on the right track. The problem is, it takes 3 months for you to even physically see the change. You'll look in the mirror and you go, oh wow, I actually look a little bit different. My stomach is a little bit flatter, my chest is a little bit bigger, my arms are a little bit bigger, my legs. So it'll take 4 weeks for you to feel a change. So 4 weeks of consistent exercise and healthy eating, you'll feel a change. 8 weeks for other people to notice a change. They go, oh, wow, you're looking pretty good, Jono. And I'm like, thanks guys. Then 12 weeks for you to notice a change. That's as a minimum. And now, interesting fact, week 9 is when most people pull out of a 12 week, say 12 weeks, 12 week sort of block. If you do say a 12-week challenge, 9 weeks is where people pull out because they haven't seen as much adaptation as they would like. They aren't seeing results because they've probably got those beginner gains. The first 4 to 6 weeks, you're gonna, lose quite a lot of weight quite quickly because you're doing something completely different. You probably lose a lot of water, you probably lose a lot of bloating because you're eating healthier. You're starting to move. Things will change quite quickly. So you go, yes, I'm doing the right thing. You're on the right way. And then you'll start to plateau. So then you need to start changing it. But then if you continue, you will see those changes in the next 3 weeks after that 9-week phase. But that's where everyone pulls a pin because they're not seeing what they want. So what do you got to be, team? You got to be patient. Cool. Fantastic, team. So I want to thank the people for joining me. Stephen, Ellen, Toby, thank you very much for joining me live. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. For anyone watching on the replay, let me know what you think. Let me know in a time where you've been patient and has paid off. Make sure you let me know, team. If you feel like you know someone that needs a little bit more patience or could really help them, please share it with them. Tag them in the comments. But until tomorrow for Mindful Monday, thank you very much, team. I really appreciate it. See you later.